Metal Storm Limited was a research and development company based in Brisbane, Australia that specialised in electronically initiated superposed load weapons technology and owned the proprietary rights to the electronic ballistics technology invented by J. Mike Dwyer. The Metal Storm name applied to both the company and technology. Metal Storm used the concept of superposed load, multiple projectiles loaded nose to tail in a single gun barrel with propellant packed between them. The Roman candle, a traditional firework design, employs the same basic concept. However, the propellant continues to burn in the Roman candle's barrel, igniting the charge behind the subsequent projectile. The process is repeated by each charge in turn, ensuring that all projectiles in the barrel are discharged sequentially from the single ignition. Various methods of separately firing each propellant package behind stacked projectiles have been proposed, which would allow a shoot-on-demand capability more suitable to firearms. J. Mike Dwyer, an Australian inventor, observed that these methods did not eliminate the problem of unintended propellant ignition caused by highly pressurized hot gases leaking past the remaining projectiles in the barrel, blow-by, and igniting their charges. J. Mike Dwyer's original Metal Storm patents demonstrated a method whereby projectiles placed in series along the length of a barrel could be fired sequentially and selectively without the danger associated with unintended propellant ignition. In the original Metal Storm patents, the propellant immediately behind the projectile closest to the muzzle of the gun barrel was ignited by an electronically fired primer, the projectile was set in motion, and at the same time a reactive force acted on the remaining stacked projectiles in the barrel, pushing them backwards. By design, the remaining projectiles would distort under this load, expanding radially against the gun barrel wall. This created a seal, obturation, which prevented the hot propellant gases, expanding behind the lead projectile, from leaking past them and prematurely igniting the remaining propellant charges in the barrel. As each of these propellant charges was selectively, electronically, ignited, the force unlocked the projectile in front and propelled it down the gun barrel, and reinforced the radial expansion, and hence the seal, between the projectiles remaining in the barrel and the barrel wall. Subsequent designs discarded the distorting shell sealing against the barrel concept in favor of containing the propellant in skirts that form the rear part of each projectile. These skirted projectiles differ from conventional shells and cartridge units in that the skirts are part of the projectile, and in that the skirts are open-ended, at the rear. The rearward seal to the skirt is provided by the nose of the following projectile in the barrel. As in the previous design, the firing of a projectile results in a rearward impulse on the remaining projectiles stacked in the barrel. This results in the skirts of the remaining shells in the barrel being compressed against the following shell heads, effectively creating a seal that prevents hot gases in the barrel triggering unintended propellant ignition, blow-by, along the length of the barrel. Metal Storm also introduced inductive electronic ignition of the propellant, effectively from outside the barrel. Products. A minigun with a belt of separate firing chambers also exists. The multi-shot accessory underbarrel launcher, MAL, is an electronically fired, 12-gauge shotgun for use as an accessory weapon to a range of weapons, such as the M4 or M16 rifle, or as a stand-alone 5-shot weapon, providing a range of lethal, buckshot and slug, and non-lethal, blunt impact, door-breaching, and frangible, munitions, all preloaded in 5-round stacked projectiles munition tubes. Metal Storm reported the first shoulder firing of the MAL during tests on April 24, 2009 at its test facilities in Chantilly, Virginia. Metal Storm has created a 36-barreled stacked projectile volley gun, boasting the highest rate of fire in the world. The prototype array demonstrated a firing rate of just over 1 million rounds per minute for a 180-round burst of 0.01 seconds, 27,777 rpm/barrel. Firing within 0.1 seconds from up to 1,600 barrels, at maximum configuration, the gun claimed a maximum rate of fire of 1.62 million rpm and creating a dense wall, 0.1 m between follow-up projectiles, of 24,000 projectiles. The 3 gallons is a semi-automatic grenade launcher firing individually loaded grenades, with up to 3 rounds being able to be loaded and fired semi-automatically. It can be attached to weapons via RIS rails or to a standalone folding stock. History. Sometime in 1983, Mike O'Dwyer sold his trade business in order to work on Metal Storm. In June 1997, the first 36-barrel prototype was unveiled. In 2000, Chinese agents approached Michael O'Dwyer and offered him $100 million to go to China to develop the technology. O'Dwyer refused and informed the Australian government of the approach. Since then, a Chinese company have developed technology and calls their military development program, Metal Storm. In June 2003, Metal Storm entered into an agreement to provide technology to Thunderstorm Firefighting Thai Ltd to help develop a civilian application of its technology to help with bush firefighting activities. On June 27, 2003, Metal Storm received funding from the American military. In 2005, O'Dwyer left the company with a $500,000 payout and an intention to sell half his stake, then valued at $43 million, but he could not find a buyer. On November 19, 2007, it was announced that the U.S. Navy was buying Metal Storm grenade barrels. In August 2010, Metal Storm signed a contract with a value of $3,365,000 with Papua New Guinea's Correctional Services Minister Tony Amo to supply 500 mauls and 10,000 less lethal barrels for use by correctional services officers. Metal Storm requested their shares be suspended from trading on July 20, 2012. As of July 26, 2012, the company has been placed in voluntary administration. In late 2015, Defentex, an Australian-based defence R&D company, acquired the intellectual property, trademarks and other assets of Metal Storm with a view to the continued development and commercialization of the technology. Personnel. The company's directors were Terence James O'Dwyer, director since March 30, 1998, chairman since September 2005. Lee John Finneyer, Ph.D., Managing Director since May 24, 2007 and CEO since February 19, 2007. John R. Nichols, Director since September 1, 2006. Trevor William Tapenden, Director since July 1, 2008. William Henkel, Director since November 2, 2010.
Please subscribe and thanks for watching.